Hey guys, Matt with BleepinJeep. We got another hole in our tire and I don't ever carry a spare. I don't recommend that, but I want to show you today how you can repair any tire with the GlueTread all-in-one tire repair kit. It's got patches, it's got plugs, and it's got valve stem repair. Let me show you how it works. Okay, this is an off-road only tire repair kit. Let me show you what comes inside the kit. So in the kit, you've got your tire repair plug tools. You have some big and small patches. You have your plugs. You have the glue that you'll need. And we've got a Cowl valve and some sandpaper. All right guys, so you're gonna have three issues with tires. One is gonna be a big giant cut like that. Second is going to be a valve stem tear. And then the third is just gonna be a puncture like a nail. Similar to that. So let's repair that one first. All right, so the first thing we wanna do is put a reamer in and clean out that hole. Make sure that there's no nails, dirt, debris, anything in there. Now we're gonna take one of these guys and we're gonna put it through the next tool. Now the way this works is you push it through the needle here. It's kind of like an eye of a needle, and you're gonna push that through halfway. Once you get it there, I like to fold it back like that. We're gonna push it into that hole, and then before it pushes out the other side, we're gonna pop it back. So what you wanna do is just real fast, yank on it like that. Now that hole is fixed. Let's do another one up top just for good measure. Now if you've got a nail or puncture in the tread of the tire, you're going to want to remove that nail, and you always want to use a plug in this tread portion. All right, man, that one was tough. Had to hammer it in there. All right, now the one you guys have been waiting for, how to repair this big old gash. If you've got any mud on your tire, make sure to clean that up a little bit. I'm just gonna put some water on there and get that mud cleaned off. But now that I've got it wet, we're gonna have to dry that off. Okay, that should be good and clean. All right, next we're gonna take the little glue applicator and I'm gonna cut the tip off. We're gonna open this up and try to get some glue inside. Now we're gonna let that dry for a second. The next thing we're gonna do is find the right size patch. So that one's too small, this one's too big, and I think this one will be perfect right there. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna trace around it. You want at least 1/2 inch around all areas of that puncture. And then we're going to sandpaper that smooth. So we're gonna take a bit of our sandpaper, take one of our patches to back it up, and we're gonna use that as a sanding block. What we're trying to do is just roughen up the surface and also smooth out that hole so there's nothing sticking out. We want that completely smooth. Next we're gonna take our glue and a little applicator and we're going to put that on the glue. Now that's going to allow us a fine amount of drops, and what we're going to do is put 1 drop about every centimeter or so, maybe 1/4 inch. So drop, 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 and then we're just going to continue doing that over this entire patch. The actual reason for doing this, I think, is so that you don't put too much glue on there. More glue is not better. Less is more. All right, you guys see that? Not a whole lot of glue on there, but that's what we're looking for. And then we're gonna take this, place it right over the hole, and then we're gonna hold that down for as long as we can. So I'm gonna hold this for about 1 minute to 3 minutes. After we hold that for 1 minute to 3 minutes, then we're gonna let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes before we take off. Once we get these patches set up, we're gonna take this Jeep off-roading to the hardest off-road trail around to show you how well these patches hold up. The last thing in the kit I want to show you is this. This is a Cowl valve, and we're going to use that to replace our valve stem. A lot of times when you're off-roading, what will happen is you'll rock or a stick will get in here and just rip your valve stem off. Oh no, my valve stem's broken. when that happens to you right there, can you guys see that? The first thing you want to do is pull this out. So we're going to grab it with a pair of pliers and just pop it off. Anything left over in there, we're just going to push inside the hole. So now we have a blank hole. So the way this Colby valve works is you push it in and then you just twist, and what that does is it expands. It pulls this back and expands that rubber, and it's going to seal it up for us. So just pop that in the hole there, make sure it's all the way down, and then we're going to start turning. It comes with its own little Colby valve cap, so we're going to put that right over the top, and then we are good to go. We just need some air. One of the things I do like to do, however, is to cut these off, because you don't want that catching on a rock or a stick and being able to pull that out. So the closest you can get that to the tire, the better. We're going to do that up top here as well, just like that. One of the things you guys might be asking is what happens if you get a puncture in a letter or if you get it up here? Well, you're going to have to flatten that out. So there's two ways you can do that. Let's say you got one over the letter. You can take a knife and just try and cut these letters off. So you'd want to cut that letter off, and then you can use your sandpaper to sand that smooth. However, this is a little bit overkill for most people, but I love this tool. This is a tire grinder on a straight die grinder. This will take care of business in no time. Check this out. Woo! That comes in really handy. And you may be wondering, how do you get air on the trail, you dumbo? You can't have air tools. Oh yeah, I've got a video right here showing you all the ways to get air tools on the trail. In our case today, we're using Power Tank's CO2. All right guys, we just put 3 holes into this tire, 1 hole into the wheel, and we had a hole down here that we previously repaired with GlueTread. Now we're going to put this Jeep through its paces and see how long this will hold up. Now the reason you might want to do this, on a Jeep like this, we don't carry spares. 42-inch spares are just too big. They would take up way too much room. But even if you did have a spare, maybe you went through 2 tires that day, you can repair it with GlueTread, either a plug, a patch, or a valve stem, and you can get back to wheeling. Maybe it'll last you the day, maybe it'll last you the weekend, and then there's these places when you get back home that you can have your tire professionally vulcanized. They'll actually put it in an oven, they'll put compound on either side, and completely repair the tire good as new. So this is just to help you get back home. Bottle of soapy water, or if you are in the north, water. So we're going to use that to check for leaks. Oh, look at that. Looks like we're good there. We're good there. If you do have a leak, you'll see big bubbles starting to come out, like somebody's blowing a bubble from the inside of the tire. And we're going to check right there. Looks good. We've actually used these kits so many times in the last couple years that I think everybody should have one, and that's why we started to become a distributor and carry them on our website, BleepinJeep.com. I'll leave a link down below where you can find this and all the other cool tools that we used in this video as well. Let's go ride! This is pretty dumb, but nobody ever accused us of being smart. We just drove 7 miles to get here, and then we're gonna take this up the hardest trail imaginable. We've got our patch right here. Plug, 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 Colby valve. I'm having second thoughts about this. We just had a bunch of rain last weekend, and it is wet. Oh well, can't turn back now. All right, Bleepin' Jeepers, you might be asking, what else do you carry in your tire repair kit? Well, I used to carry a lot when I would do the interior patches. You'd have to take the whole tire off to get to that, which was a pain in the butt. But now that I carry the GlueTread kit, all I need other than that is some starter fluid. I carry, of course, this thing that I showed you earlier, and that's not for tires, but I use that for grinding, or I have a cutoff wheel as well that I use as my tool kit. I just keep that in my tire bag, and then of course you'll need a way to inflate, and I keep a razor blade in there as well. That's all I've got. But needless to say, we put this tire through its paces, and we were able to get back home with the GlueTread tire repair kit. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link below. Like I said, we're selling those also on the BleepinJeep.com website. You can find them there. And if there's any other questions or comments that you have, please leave those below. Huge shout out to our Patreons right over there. Josh is throwing things at me. Those guys make it happen. If you're interested in our Patreon, it's patreon.com/BleepinJeep. There you get all kinds of great perks. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Smoking! Maybe that makes it better. Maybe we should do all our tires like that.
Oh, they'll get there.